Welcome to Tauros All Access. I'm Lauren Hill, and I'm joined here with Evan Epstein, and we are here for the Monday edition of Tauros All Access, sponsored by Minot YMCA. So we had a very, very interesting weekend as a whole, just this past weekend at home. It was Evan's first home weekend here in Mesa Arena at the Pepsi rink. Lots of things happened. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a great weekend. Tauros didn't get it done on night one. An interesting night, a lot of issues on the ice, and a goal with 0.3 seconds to go, crazy game there. But the Tauros got their revenge on the Bulls on Saturday, a 5-3 win. Let's take a look at the highlights. All right, starting off with Friday night, getting the scoring going early was the Iowa Bulls. Tauros had an early chance, but quickly coming the other way was Parker Osborne to get the Bulls on the board. They took an early 1-0 lead in the first period, but responding just minutes later was Gavin Middendorf after a turnover by Ian Spencer in the neutral ice. Spencer eventually getting it off to Middendorf, and Middendorf fired it off a skate. A bouncing puck got by Kyle Osgun as the Tauros tied it up 1-1. And that's when things got interesting. We had a lot of delays then in the first intermission.
Yes, we did. We had some issues with the ice, as you can see from this highlight there. The ice got a little too thin. We had to do some patching. Our Zamboni broke. There was some things that were all fixed just in time for Saturday's game. But we did have some delays that led to some very happy Tauros fans getting some beer deals there. No scoring in the second period, but hopping into the third period, Ty James scored our goal to put us in the lead 2-1 with an assist from Jacko Hannison and Billy Batten. But North Iowa did follow up with a goal to tie it. Dennis Hodis scored to tie the game up 2-2. And then, like Evan said, very sadly, in literally the last 3 seconds of the game, Fuji Suzuki scored right before we thought we were going into overtime. And that was definitely a heartbreaker on Friday night. Yeah,
with 0.3 seconds to go, it was absolutely stunning to the entire arena, but the Bulls did pick up a 3-2 win, as that should send us into Saturday's game. As here we'll see in the first period, once again, it was the Bulls to get on the board first. As this one, it was Evan Johnson crashing in after Lucas Svedin was caught out of position. Not much Svedin could have done there, and Johnson able to tip it into the back of the net. Tauros would respond. Jesse Yahala found a puck all the way on the right side. It floated up into the air off the rebound. Yahala was the only one to see it, and he tied the game up at 1.
And then running into our second period, the Bulls then got a lead, that 2-1 lead, with Sangyo Kim scoring his 10th goal of the season. You'll see there that. And then Ian Spencer scored his 13th goal of the season to tie the game with an assist from John Small, who he's played hockey with for years, and lovely celebration there.
And here in the third period, it was Adam Mahler to begin the scoring for the Tauros. Mahler leads the NA in goals by a defenseman now. That was his 11th goal of the season, gave the Tauros a 3-2 lead. Just a couple minutes into the third period, and the Tauros would then extend that lead to 4, as it was Parker Newman from the right wing. A nice shot there that got by Jack Hirschhorn. Tauros got a lot of shots in on the net, and they started cashing in early in the third period. However, the Bulls would respond, cutting the deficit to 1, as an unassisted goal here by Cole Weirin would make it 4-3. And then Gavin Middendorf getting the empty netter with just 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Middendorf's third goal in his third game as a Toro, has a goal in each of his first 3 games to go along with an assist. Absolutely spectacular start by Middendorf, and I'm sure we're about to see him in this weekend's 3 stars.
Yes, we are. That'll bring us to our Liberty Tax 3 stars of the week. Starting with our our third star, we have Ian Spencer with 1 goal and 3 assists. Our 2-star is Adam Mahler with 2 goals and 3 assists. And our first star is Gavin Middendorf with 3 goals and 1 assist. Like we talked about, like you just said, Evan, he has had an unbelievably hot start coming into Minot and being a Tauros. Gavin talking about, and he's a tremendous performance. He was your player to watch on Saturday. He scored. He was my player to watch on Friday, and he scored. So there's just good luck going all around with him.
Yeah, I mean, Middendorf just slotting into that first line unbelievably well. I mean, we said it all weekend, but you got to keep saying it because he keeps performing alongside Ian Spencer and John Small. And the Tauros have been making a lot of additions to this roster over the past week.
Yes, they have. So we wanted to touch on this a little bit today, but we're going to go into more depth tomorrow about it. We have added, obviously, we just talked about Gavin Middendorf, fabulous performance since he's been added, literally has scored in every single game he's been a Tauros. He takes the number 17, so please look out for him when you come and watch us play. We also recently added Noah Gibbs, who is a forward coming from the Jamesville Jets. He has some pretty stellar stats as well as the fact that we have added
Braden Jockums.
Yes, Braden Jockums.
Jockums coming in from the WHL out in Portland. Had his debut on Saturday. Had a couple shots on net. Believe he had an assist to go along with it.
I believe so. And yeah, so again, we'll talk more about that tomorrow and go into deeper depth. We also are planning on like the background media side interviews with all of our new players, so look forward to that sometime later this week. We are very excited about that. But an update on the skater stats, since these tend to change by the week with every game that we play. Jesse Uhala is still at number 1 in our skater stats with 40 total points, 14 goals and 26 assists. Jack O'Hannison is at 39 points with 11 goals and 28 assists. And Ian Spencer is at 38 points with 25 assists and 13 goals. So that lineup, the top 3, tends to change a little bit, as well as the fact that we have the overall null stats as well.
Yeah, and looking now in the top 10, but Jesse Uhala and Jack O'Hannison. Uhala is 9th in the NAHL with 40 points. O'Hannison 10th in the NAHL with 39 points. And sitting just back at 13th is Ian Spencer, 38 points this season. So the Tauros up and down the leaderboard in the NAHL.
It was very exciting. All right, so that will most likely do it for Tauros All Access today. Lots of things going on, lots of exciting things happening for the Minot Tauros and this organization as a whole. This QR code over here to my right will get you to the website. That can get you tickets, merchandise, booster club information, literally anything that you could possibly need to know about the Minot Tauros. Scan that and it will bring you to your answer. Other than that, we are away this weekend and next weekend. This weekend we are going to St. Cloud. Next weekend we travel to Aberdeen. We are not home again until January 24th and 25th, where we play the Watertown Shamrocks, and we want you to be here for that game, as well as the fact that we will not be filling the Mesa for 2 weeks. So you got to be there. You just have to be. So again, scan that, get your tickets to the Watertown games, and we cannot wait to see you again tomorrow. And that'll do it for today's Tauros All Access.